now that you are on the show, because here we go, kids. We've got Sebastian Restrepo in the house, and we are going to go live on Facebook here. I'm going to hit the go live button.
Hey, I'll hit you on the road. I'll be on here. Rock and roll, gentlemen. Bedlin. Hey, my man.
This is my boy Wetzel here. Look how tall he is. See, you can't even see the rascal.
Is he tall or are you just short?
No, a little bit of both, but he's good looking and I'm ugly. You can't mistake that. Hey, God bless you, boys. I'll see you on the road. I got to hit the road, but I'll be on the show.
All right, bro.
Thank you.
My brother Sean came in for a little surprise visit from up in Idaho. He had a day to kill, so he was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go down and see Jay. And so, yeah, here we are. But all right, guys, yes, we are live. And Sebastian, I can't tell you, man, this is awesome. I've been hoping to get you on here for a long time because when we met down in Vegas, you know, I've been following you pretty much since I got involved with this, and I just you're a tremendous inspiration. Young folks like you who are taking this thing by the horns and rocking with it. It's just so impressive and so, you know, it's just wonderful. I've got all these young cats that are mentors and that I'm learning stuff from all the time. And it's just so exciting because, you know, quite frankly, we are the Kong family. Anybody that has a Kangen water machine, as far as I'm concerned, they are part of the Kong family. And we love to get them out and share their story because we have this really simple goal. We just want to change the world, just like Dr. Ah. And that, you know, I didn't come up with that, by the way. Dr. Ah did. When I watched his video, he says, right there at the very beginning, he says, I just want to change the world. And I'm like, you know what? That's what I want to do too. I think I'll roll with that, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing. We're changing the world one glass of 9.5, one lightning bolt in a box, one incredible guest, one amazing family at a time. And today, kids, we've got a superstar in the house. This young cat is so busy that it's taken me like 6 months of prodding him, and, you know, poking him with little prodders every 2 weeks for the last 6 months or so, maybe 8 months. I don't know how long it's been, but you know, it's just proof that persistence pays, and we're all out here to share value and you know, accomplish our mission of changing the world. And so anyway, Sebastian, I want to go ahead and jump right into it because I'm sure you're busy and you got to move on as quickly as you can. But, you know, I always like to know something about all the guests that come on the show first and foremost. I want to know how, when, and why they decided to get involved with Kangen Water, and if they were a skeptic like I was, because I was a tremendous skeptic. I thought it was the biggest bunch of nonsense in the world. 6 perfectly good Kong months of my life. And so I always like to know that first. What's your deal, brother? What's your story in that regard?
Well, first of all, hey, thank you so much for keeping me in mind and being so persistent on me coming onto the show. Like you said, I've been traveling, you know, the United States for the last couple of months a lot. So I'm glad that we found a time that we could get on here so we can, you know, spread the knowledge with everybody. But, you know, just a little bit of the background of myself. I graduated with a criminal justice degree. A lot of people don't believe it because they see the dreads and they see like, what? But, you know, I never like really care what people said about me or anything like that. I always focus, and if I want something, I will achieve it no matter what. So after I graduated, I became a case manager for the house arrest program here in Greenville County. So I was looking after, you know, murderers, rapists, sexual predators, like all these sorts of people. And, you know, my main mission as a human being always been to help people. I didn't know how or with what. I just knew I wanted to help people. And that's why I went through the criminal justice program, and I got my degree because I thought I was going to help people. But once I got this job, you know, first of all, I was only getting paid $12 an hour, but I didn't really care about that. You know, I went to the interview, and the first thing they asked me is like, why do you want this job? And, you know, my response was, I want to help people. And you're not going to believe this. The response was, you're not going to help people here. And that really stuck to me. And I was like, do I really want to work here? But, you know, I thought I still wanted to make a difference. So I took the job, and I was dealing with all these people. I had at least 70, 80 people that I had to look after throughout that week. So it was a lot of work. It was very exhausting, but I learned a lot about the humans, about the human mentality. And that's kind of like when it struck me. I'm like, there has to be something out there that I can help more people. So I wasn't really satisfied with what I was doing. I was kind of helping people, and up to this day, I'm still in touch with some of the clients that were there because they changed their life around. So that's awesome. Something good came out of that. But I was not satisfied. I would wake up at 6 in the morning and I would get home around 8 p.m. And that was my schedule throughout the whole week. So I grew very tired of that. And that's kind of like when I learned about Kangen water and this whole thing on social media. I didn't know anything about alkaline, acid, and anything. I was very ignorant on that subject, to be honest. But when I learned about Kangen water and alkalinity, it caught my attention because both of my parents were going through a very rough time in their health, and they were taking countless of medication. Especially my dad, he had arthritis for over 10 years in his hands. He's a painter. So, over the time he developed those pains, and he couldn't make a fist. When somebody fist pump, I couldn't do that with my dad. And I still remember to this day, one of my best friends came to my house to visit me, and he fist bumped my dad because he didn't know. And my dad literally had to sit down because he couldn't take the pain. He couldn't take the pain. And that's kind of like when I put one and one together, I'm like, I got to research more about this water. I got to research more about alkalinity, more about the health, how the human body works. And I just became obsessed. So I wasn't as skeptical at first because I've always had an open mind. I've always intrigued about new things. So this whole journey started back in late 2016. So when I found out about the water, it caught my attention right away. And I don't know why, I just decided to quit that job. I decided to leave that job. I was not happy at all. And I started doing my research for the next couple of months. And, I found out that the main cause of arthritis is acidity and inflammation in the joints. And basically, that's what causes most diseases anyways. So my dad had tried medicine. He had tried acupuncture. He had tried massages, creams, lotions, potions, all that types of stuff. And the doctors didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. So the last resort that the doctors had was surgery. And that's when I was like, no, Dad, hold on. Let me research more, because it was a $20,000 surgery. $20,000. So I started doing my research, and that's when I learned about, if your body's alkaline, it's really tough for your body to get sick or develop all these diseases. And I was like, Dad, I found out about this water. Let me get this machine. Let's give it a shot. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, well, we just got to go with the surgery. So I got the machine in November 2016. And it took about a month for my dad to start trying it, because he was very, very skeptical. Old school Latinos parents are very skeptical. They're always thinking that people are out to get them and steal the money. But I didn't really care. It was a $4,000 investment that potentially had the results that I wanted to see in my parents' health. So it took a month for my dad to try the water. Finally, he started drinking the water. I started, educating myself about diet too, because not only with the water, you have to eat good as well. The three main things for optimal health is hydration, nutrition, and exercise. And my dad didn't drink water at all. Just like many of you, probably like your parents or whatever, he loved beer. He that's all he drank, like beer and all that, this type of things, juices, but he never drank water. So it took him a little bit of time to get started. But once he got started, I'm not even kidding you, probably like 2 to 3 weeks, he started noticing the difference in his hands. And my dad came up to me one day. He was like, Sebastian, this might sound crazy, but I think this water is helping me, because now I can move my hands a lot better and I'm not feeling as much pain as before. So I was just like, that is crazy. Like why are not doctors telling you all this type of things? But we can't depend on others. So that's why I took all this onto my hands and do my own research. And then I told my dad to kind of explain it, what causes arthritis and how how you were able to remove all this acidity and inflammation. And that's when I started researching molecular hydrogen gas. So there's a lot of peer-reviewed articles showing the benefits of molecular hydrogen. You can intake molecular hydrogen 3 ways. The first way is inhaling the gas. So the downside to that is that you have to sit beside the machine that's producing this hydrogen gas for 15-30 minutes a day, put a mask on and inhale it. The second way is that you can buy tablets and then put it in your water, but then you don't know if your water is clean, and then you have to keep purchasing those tablets for the rest of your life. So it's an ongoing investment, right? It's an ongoing investment. And the third way is by drinking water with molecular hydrogen gas. So I started educating my dad on this, and I started sharing the water with my mom as well, because she suffered a lot from migraines. And what causes migraines? Chronic dehydration of the brain and stress. And my mom was very stressed due to her health. She was always working. She didn't have time for herself. She was not exercising, nothing like that. So obviously all these things takes a toll on our health. And guess what? My mom started seeing the difference. And up to this day, it's been over 2 years now since we had our machine. She has not had a chronic migraine like she used to have. She still has a little bit of headaches and here and there, but nothing like before. So that's when I was like, there's something to this. There's something to this. So I started sharing the water. I started sharing the water with everybody. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. I became known as the water boy. I remember one day giving out at least 50, 60 gallons of water. I would go to soccer games. I would hydrate the teams. I would go to your house. I would do everything because I was so obsessed, and I was so surprised that something like this was able to make such a big impact on my parents' health. And, long story short, I started sharing it with everybody, and everybody was just getting back to me. I'm like, Sebastian, what is this? This is amazing. I feel amazing. This is great. And, I started doing more research, and I mean, here I am, 2 years later, I've been able to help over 90 people with this water, and all of them are satisfied, and they're so happy with their machines. Now, I have my machine here at home at my parents' house, and they hate it when I take my machine. So now I think it's time for me to get my own machine so I can start traveling with it. But, that shows you the power of this water. If it was able to do that with my parents, especially my dad that had arthritis over 10 years. Now, a little disclaimer. I'm not saying that this water is going to cure arthritis or none of the diseases whatsoever. But if you put the right things to your body's going to start healing itself, right? So it's just kind of like a car. Our bodies are like a car. It's either you're going to treat it like a little Honda, or you're going to treat it like a Lamborghini. You're either going to put cheap gas and put cheap oil in your car, or maybe not even change the oil like some people do in the cars, and then your car is going to start breaking down. Or if you have a Lambo, I consider this my Lamborghini. You're going to put top grade gasoline. You're going to put the best oil. You're going to be doing the maintenance on it as much as you can. And that's how we need to treat our bodies. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't treat their bodies like that. And, thankfully, my parents are doing amazing. And it just intrigued me so much about this that, I'm sure you guys saw my video on the blood samples that has at least 500,000 views right now, which I never thought I would get to this level, to be honest. But consistency will take you far, far in life. So, my main thing I tell people is, like, if you want to succeed in whatever you're doing, either if it's with the water or, if you have your own marketing agency, whatever you're doing, you have to be consistent and have the right intentions, right? Because if you have the right intentions, life will pay off. So, that's my little story with the water. And, I'm so happy that I'm part of this family. So, yeah, John, if you have any questions, that you want to ask me, or any other people that want to ask me, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely going to have some more questions for you. That's an awesome story, and I think it's cool hearing somebody. You know, like I mentioned at the beginning, you're one of my young mentors. Would you mind telling everybody how many years young you are?
I'm 28 years old. 28.
28 years young.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You know, I mean, you guys see having somebody with this kind of comprehension of things that's so young, it's really something that is very exciting and inspiring to me. And one of the reasons why I've been so uh, persistent in trying to get you here, Sebastian, is that there's a lot of young people out there who really need to hear this kind of information, and to hear it from somebody that's more in their age category, you know, may very well be the thing that pushes them over the edge and gets them to maybe realize that this is something that they should be pursuing. And you know, when we were down there in Vegas, I had that opportunity to meet you and Mehdi and the whole slew of all you little rascals. That was freaking awesome. You know, it's just so cool to see a bunch of young kids just absolutely taking the bull by the horns and really getting after it. And, you know, for the people out there that are going to hear this, you know, I sure wish I would have heard about this when I was your age. You know, and so it's definitely a life changer, and it makes a lot of difference for a lot of people. And so it's really inspiring to me, and I'm really thankful that you decided to take the time to come here. And you know, usually the next question I ask is, what kind of health benefits have you had or have you seen? And I of course got to make sure to give the clarification that, you know, whatever it is that gets said, we always need to make sure that we let everybody know that it's this right here. This is the miracle. This is the cure. This is the thing that does it right here. This amazing machine that God gave us. You know, what Kangen Water is simply a tool that was given to us by God and Mr. Oshiro that makes it so our body can become its own mechanic, as I like to say. It becomes its own mechanic. It goes in there and fixes itself. It does whatever it needs to do. It fixes itself. It's pretty cool. Like Dr. Oz says, there are no incurable diseases. And, you know, the things I've learned from him have been awesome. And I can just imagine what you've learned. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, I just look forward to learning from you and continuing to follow you and everything that you're doing. And so I don't know whether you have any other things that you'd like to mention, anything that has been really, besides your mom and your dad, as far as health issues, whether there's something that really stands out to you that you'd like to share with anybody or share with our listeners at this point. If you do have something like that, why don't you go ahead and share that out right now?
Yeah. So, you know, one thing that I want to say is that if nature provides the problem, nature is going to provide the solution. So the solution is out there. We just have to do our own research, and that's why you can find Kangen water or electrolyte reduced water around the world, specifically in Hunza Valley, Pakistan, and Lourdes, France. Those are my two favorite places that I like to mention. But, you know, back in college, I used to play soccer, and I used to dance as well. So I would play soccer at school. I would play my club soccer, and then I would dance. So I was always moving. And then my labrum on my hip kind of gave out, and I had to get surgery, you know. And after that surgery, you know, every time I did some type of exercise, I would feel sore on my hip. And then, you know, magically after I started, you know, drinking this water, you know, eating a lot healthier, every time I go out and exercise or whatever, I don't feel that soreness anymore in my hip area. And I'm a very young guy, you know, I shouldn't feel all these pains. So I'm very, very blessed that I found this information at this age, because, I mean, just imagine if my parents would have found out about this at my age. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had all those health issues they have now. So, you know, I'm very happy that I'm this young and I get to spread the knowledge around the world, because unfortunately, a lot of young folks, they think they're indestructible and they don't really care about their health. They just go out and party and do all these crazy things, but they don't realize everything that they're doing now is going to take a toll on their health, and it's going to affect them in the future. So it's, what are you doing now that is going to benefit your future? And that's how I like to think. And that's like the main health benefit that I've noticed within myself is about the hip surgery, but also my energy levels. My energy levels are like just through the roof. I used to be a huge coffee drinker. And you know, I drink at least 3 to 4 cups a day of coffee. And since I started drinking the water, you know, I still drink coffee, but not as often. And if I drink coffee, I make it with Kangen water, obviously. But those are like the main things that I've noticed in my health. And, you know, thankfully, I've been able to help people with eczema, acidity in their stomachs, constipation, migraines, diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes. That's like the easiest diabetes that you can reverse because it simply is your pancreas is too acidic and too inflamed, and it's not able to regulate the glucose within your body. So if you reduce the inflammation and you remove the acidity out of your pancreas is going to start doing the work. So thankfully, I've been able to help a lot of people with type 2 diabetes. And it just goes on and on and on. The last testimonial I had was with anxiety. This lady suffers from anxiety. And after I gave her a few gallons of the water, she let me know that her anxiety attacks were not as powerful as before. And, you know, when I hear things like that, it's like, this is why I'm doing this. You know, you're not going to find this on the news, on the newspaper, or in school, whatever. They don't really care about our health. So we have to take charge of our health as much as we can, you know?
Yes. Amen. Amen. So at this moment, Dan or Sean or Scott, do either of you guys, any of you guys have any comments for any questions in this regards?
Well, I'll jump in. How you doing, Sebastian?
What's up, Dan?
Me and Liz got to meet you in Las Vegas, and just, I've been watching your journey from the start, and I just, when I see somebody like, and he kind of said, the young that just gets it, man. I mean, it's such a nice deal. And I think Liz has always commented just on like the warmth and that you put out and the energy that you put out there. And, it's just great. I just wish I could roll back the clock and found this at 28. When you said your age, I looked at Liz and said, can you imagine his life at 35, man, what it's going to look like? I mean, just unbelievable. So, you're part of the next movement, man. And we sure appreciate you. So are you going to go to San Diego?
Oh, of course.
Okay, brother. All right. We'll see you there then for sure.
Yeah, then.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about your past. You're with, the criminal law and stuff like that. I mean, I respected you before, but even more now. I mean, and sometimes it's hard to walk away from that stuff because you feel like you're the only person that can help anybody and stuff. But what you're doing today, like the ripple effects are so awesome. And we just have fun watching your story, watching your reggae lives. I mean, everything that you're putting out, the vibe. I mean, you're attracting an amazing tribe, and we're happy to be on this journey with you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys' support so much. For sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Amen. How about you, Sean? Sean Wetzel here. He's my partner in crime, my fellow con brother. And he's out there. It looks like he must be going through a bad area where he's driving back to Idaho right now. But yeah, so that's awesome stuff, Sebastian. And like I said before, I'm inspired by you. I love what you're doing. I think it's just amazing when I see all you youngins that are getting after this stuff. It's just really, it's really heartwarming to me. And with people like you out there, there's no way that the Kong family isn't going to be able to accomplish their goal of changing the world. Because I know for a fact that you're running around out there changing the world every single day. And I'm blessed as all get out to be part of it and to, have a little piece of it here, getting to meet people like you and that kind of thing. So it's been a tremendous gift. But I want to ask you another question that I love asking this question to people just because of the different answers that we get all the time to this one. And that is that you've got somebody out there that is potentially interested in getting involved with Kangen Water, jumping on the Kong train. And you got one thing you get to say to them. Only one. What is it?
Molecular hydrogen. I always focus on molecular hydrogen because, like I said, there's a lot of peer-reviewed articles about molecular hydrogen and its benefits. So that's what I focus on. And I focus on how, you know, other antioxidant drinks are claiming to be antioxidant, but they're not. And, you know, that's when my videos come in. I think that's when I want to throw at you guys. It's like, if you haven't done any videos whatsoever, you better get your butts to it, because that's going to make the difference. Because I mean, you know, I'm traveling all over the place, and, you know, for example, I go to the airports and people see me with a big jug. They're like, "You drink that much water?" I'm like, "Yeah, I drink this much water." And I explained to them a little bit about the molecular hydrogen gas, but not to confuse them. I just send them my link of my video. And most of the times they get back to me. They're like, "Wow, this is so interesting. Oh, I didn't know about this." So when you just throw knowledge at somebody and they see the dedication that you have to share that knowledge with everybody, that's when there gets everybody's attention. So, you know, social media is a powerful tool. YouTube is a powerful tool. You know, I was just sharing my videos on Facebook, but then, you know, I created my YouTube channel because I thought, I'm always thinking bigger. How can I help more people? Facebook, I only have a limit of 5,000 friends. YouTube, you have the reach all over the world. So that's why, like, videos are very, very huge nowadays, because they can see your authenticity and see who you truly are, your intentions, and what you're all about through the videos, you know? Because I know a lot of people, when they meet potential clients or that they're interested in the Kangen water, they send other people's videos. They might watch it, they might not, you know? But if they see your face on that video, I guarantee you 90% of the people will watch that video and will get back to you.
Yes. Amen. Yeah, I love your videos. You do a fantastic job. I need to get some coaching from you on how to do some better videos. But, you know, I kind of run things just from the heart. It's kind of like with the Kong family show here. I don't edit any of these. I don't try to do any editing with them. We're rolling from the heart here. And if something gets said or whatever, so be it. It's from the heart. We're coming directly from our insides. And
something, John, something I forgot to mention is that whatever I say to that person depends on that person. You know, I'm not going to say the same thing to everybody. Not everybody cares about molecular hydrogen, right? If somebody is truly sick with whatever, let's say type 2 diabetes, I let them know how molecular hydrogen can benefit their diabetes. Or if somebody's just interested in the business, you know, I tell them about the business and how it can work. So, you know, that's the first thing you have to do. I gotta analyze the other person. You have to make a connection with that person. So don't make that connection just about Kangen water. Get to know that person, because if they do get a machine from you, they're stuck with you for the rest of your life. So might as well just become friends and get to know them and see what they're all about and see what you guys can, you know, join forces. Because yeah, you can change the world by yourself, but I think you can change the world a lot faster if you're with a team, right? So that's why I like to jump on things with all different types of teams. Because John, you're not in my team, like not at all whatsoever. But this is something that I tell other people. You know how the Army, the Navy, the Marines, they're always fighting against each other. Oh, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. Guess what? All of them have one mission, is to protect this country, you know? So that's like, if you're in a Nagic right now and you're, you know, competing with, you know, other people in the company, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it completely wrong. You have to join forces, because guess what? We have one mission, which is to change this world. So that's what sorry to interrupt you, but I just thought I would throw that out there, man.
Yeah, brother, that's exactly it. You know, that's why we kind of hit it off in the very beginning, I think. And that's why we hit it off so well with people like Scott and Sean and Dan and Liz and Tristan and just all these people that are involved with this. Is that for me, I know that I've never been involved with a company in my life. And I had my last time clock punching job back when I was 19 years old.
Nice.
I've tried all kinds of things. I've tried so many different things, and I've never found anything like this where I've had so much personal growth, so much mental growth, so much help with my like my knee that's had 3 knee surgeries, and I'm a carpet installer by trade. And, you know, so this has been an absolute godsend in that department. I don't have that barometer in my left knee anymore like I used to have. I could tell you when the weather was going to change. I could tell you when that storm was coming in because I was hurting, and I don't have that pain anymore. And so that right there, just that one single thing has been such an incredible godsend for me that when I first got involved, I didn't want anything to do with the business at all. And after I started feeling the benefits and I started learning about it, I thought, oh my Lord, I have got to share this water. I have to go out there and let the world know about this. And I don't care if they hate me for it. I don't care. I'm still going to tell them about it, you know?
Yeah.
And so people like you know, you're just right in our exact same ballpark. It's like Sean and I, we're not even on the same crew, you know, we're not in the same downline, whatever. We always say we're not on the same squad, but we're in the same league, and we're working towards the same goals. And it's amazing how many people are like that in this company, that they just want to help other people. And I tell people all the time, I don't care where you get your machine, just get your machine. You know, if you need any help, give me a call. I'll do whatever I can. If I don't have the answers, I'll help you get them. And, you know, so having people like you that have the kind of enthusiasm and the knowledge and you know, being so young, you have this incredible youthful exuberance about you that is just absolutely fantastic. And, you know, like I wanted to mention your videos that you did with the blood. That was absolutely incredible. And I do remember I read through a bunch of the comments, and I know there were a lot of people saying, oh yeah, you know, if you didn't have that coffee, it wouldn't have worked, or blah, 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 you know. And I was thinking, while I got you here, I got to tell you, sure would be cool to see you do another one of those, and do it like one morning, do the coffee, test your blood. Yeah. And then the next morning, do the regular water. And then the next morning, do Kangen water or something like that, where you can kind of separate them so people can't say, oh yeah, you know, if you hadn't had that coffee, that Kangen water wouldn't have helped at all, or something like that, you know. And there's always something that we can do to make everything better, to, you know, and I know you're always striving to make the things that you're doing better, and so am I. I'm always trying to find better ways, better information, better anything. And I've become an incredible water snob, and all I care about is I've got Kong on the brain. I can't get it off of my brain. It's not going away. And so it's pretty cool to be involved with people like yourself that have the same kind of excitement for this that I do. And they're willing to help each other regardless of downline or anything like that. Because I know there's a lot of entities out there and a lot of people out there, especially in the online world, that if they're not making money off of you, they're not going to give you the time of day. And I've found that the Kangen family tends to be the exact opposite in that department.
Yeah. And I have to agree with you on the test. I've been wanting to do it, but it's so tough to be consistent nowadays, 3 days. You know, I'm always traveling, so most of the time I'm not even here. And when I'm here, I'm always like meeting with clients. Right after we get off the phone, I'm going to a meeting. So it's like really tough for me to maintain those 3 days consistently, but that is on the plans. So I'll be doing it soon for sure. I need to do it. But something I also wanted to mention was that, you know, the easiest way to share this or to think about it is like a lot of people are scared to share, right? They're like, oh, what they're going to think about me. They're going to think I'm just like a crazy guy. Who cares? Like, if you're not sharing this, you're being selfish. You're being selfish with everybody else in the world, because there's a lot of people, potentially millions, potentially billions of people looking for an answer. And you, my friend, might have the answer. So if you're thinking about sharing it or not sharing it, and it doesn't matter if you're interested in the business or not, you should be interested in your own health and everybody else's health. Forget about the money. The more people you help, the more money that's gonna start coming in. So don't focus on the money, because if you're just focusing on the money, you're losing the intention of helping other people, right? So just help as many people as you can, share the message, and eventually it's gonna start paying off. Like it's starting to pay off for me, thankfully.
Yeah. Amen, brother. I totally agree with you 100%. And like I said before, I'm just tickled pink to be watching your journey, being part of it. And it's extremely inspiring to see all you youngins getting after it. And so before we move on to the next little segment here, I wanted to ask Scott, because he's our resident truck driver. He's out on the road. He just stopped by today. I got to meet him. It was pretty awesome. Got to sit down for an hour or so and yammer about what he's been doing and you know what he's going through and talk about how we can help and that kind of stuff. And now he's back on the road, headed back up to Oregon, trying to dodge all the cars. Scott, I was wondering if you have any comments, anything that you'd like to ask Sebastian while we got a minute here to ask him.
Just want to tell him I'm very, very inspired that we have the young generation actually stepping up and getting the knowledge of this Kangen water and spreading the word and realize that their health is important before they get to the age that where their health's downhill when it's too late. And they're working on that issue now and knowing that it's not the money issue. It's about, like we said, changing the world. I love the way that he put it, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines. They're all battling against one another to do the exact same thing. The only thing we're doing is we're battling the real to give education to people, letting them know that you have a opportunity, you have a chance to get off of narcotics. You may have an opportunity to change some illnesses that are in your body or whatever. You just have to go forward and do that. And it's now, we're not saying that it's going to cure everything. Like he said with the disclaimer, it's not going to cure everything, but we've seen it with our own eyes. We've seen it with our own testimonies and everything of how it's changed people's lives. And that's what we're doing. You know, that our services are out to protect us and we are out to save individuals' health. And I love that the younger generation's out to do that. And I think Sebastian is a very inspirational young gentleman.
Thank you, Scott. And I mean, I'll return it to you guys. It inspires me to see older folks like yourself. I'm not calling you old. But, you know, older generation, you know, are usually very skeptical, at least from my experience. So it inspires me, you know, to get my parents going into the business, or why not my grandma or my great-grandma to start expanding the business. It's never too late to start, or it's never too early to start, matter of fact. So this is something that, you know, I've never been part of a company like this where, like you said, John, like so much growth. Like if you met me 4 years ago, man, oh man, I was not the same person. But, you know, after this knowledge, after I start surrounding myself with such positive individuals like all of you, you know, obviously I'm gonna start turning positive. And, you know, I'm so thankful just to have found this opportunity, but I'm also thankful to have taken the risk. Because if I had not taken the risk back then, when I didn't even know anything about the water and I got the machine, that was a huge risk for me. I didn't have money, $4,000, which was a lot of money for me. So I took the risk, and that's one thing that you have to put things into perspective as well, you know? A lot of people think $4,000 is a lot, but you're already spending that money on bottled water, on other junk that you're trying to get better at. So why not invest it into a medical device that can potentially, you know, help your health and everybody else around you? So, you know, inspires me just to see everybody from all types of cultures, from all types of ages, everything is just like amazing, because one thing that everybody needs is water. So it just makes, it brings peace of mind that I'm part of something that everybody in the world needs. And obviously access to clean, healthy water around the world is decreasing. So, you know, we just got to increase our exposure for the rest of the world so they can see the truth. Because like I said before, you're not going to find this in the news or in the newspaper or anything like that, you know?
Yeah. Amen, brother.
That's
Amen.
just like, just not saving money like on bottled waters and stuff like that. If you really look at it, everyone's like, well, $4 or $5 or $6 or $7,000 is a lot of money. Well, if you really look at the future of it and envision it and implement the things, it really isn't, because look at all the money that you're spending in your lifetime on medicines and prescriptions and all of that, that where you just had a machine and you actually drank the water, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You would be able to save all that money. And then I can feel on JJ's about his knee and about you on your hip. Ever since I've been drinking the water, I got arthritis in my left hip. It makes my whole left leg kill me. Sometimes it goes out to where I can't hardly walk. I can't sleep at night sometimes. I started drinking the water. I can't tell you when it's going to rain. I kind of like put it this way. I used to be able to feel the pain before it rained. Now I feel the pleasure before it rains because I don't feel the pain at all. I smell it, but I don't feel the pain anymore. And I sleep like a little baby. And then if people are actually implementing the water and drinking the water properly and everything, man, like I said, yeah, just clean all the acidics out of our bodies and everything before it's too late. I've actually got my parents, you know, to drinking the water because they're getting ready to go through my dad has whatever it is with his neck. I explained to JJ earlier, but lymph noise or something. It's breaking, pinching his nerves off. He's had constant migraines, and his arms and his hands are numb all the time and dropping things. My mom's got COPD, and my dad or my mom's also, you know, they've been talking about another a shoulder flip around where she had shoulder replacement and messed up, and a hip replacement which has been recalled, but it was beforehand, and I actually got them implementing the water, and my mom's feeling a little better. She's not drinking it all the time like she should be, but she's actually got my dad to start drinking the water too, and they are feeling a little bit of a difference. So it's just trying to get them to come out of their comfort zone and trying to, you know, everyone gets stuck on the thing of like, oh, this is the way the world is, you know? No, you might have been born back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, man, but this is 2000 something. The world changes, and there's new things. And everything here on earth, everything that we need to help us to change our body, to change our acidic, and come back to an alkaline body, everything is here on earth. The only thing is what do you want to do with it? Reach out and grab it. Take that, you know, take that step. You know, I was a little schizo about the water at first and everything. I'm like, yeah, I've done a couple of little online businesses. I was like, I don't know about this. And then I got into it, you know, started educating myself, looking into it more, and I know the water is doing amazing things for people, and I've seen many testimonies of where it's changed individuals' lives. And when I'm out, I just pass out my business cards, my flyers, and I got more bags from JJ. I got like 6, you know. Now I'll be running around about 8 to 10 gallons of water in my truck when I'm out here traveling. But I've done gave a couple weeks ago, you know, I just talked to my buddy. He's like, hey, what is that? I told him water. I said, yeah. I said, I got a gallon up there. You want it? He said, sure. I said, here you go. There's my business cards, my flyers, the water. And hey, let me know what you think about it, because he's talking about his brother had Tourette's. So I told him, he said, hey, you know, try it out. You never know. You know, everybody needs water, and so many individuals in the world nowadays is dehydrated.
Yeah.
Dehydration is what's making us sick. Dehydration takes our energy. Dehydration takes our focus. Dehydration keeps us from sleeping. So we got to realize that, and not just the water that they're putting all these additives in. We got to realize we need to alkalize water. We need the electricity to bring it in, the electricity for the focus and the energy, the water for the hydration. And we need to know that the healthy things are out there in the government, like you said, the news media, the newspapers and all that. They ain't going to tell us, because guess what? The government and the narcotics companies, all these pharmaceutical companies can't get paid. You know, it's like a what did I say before? Population control. The government gets rich, and they're trying to kill off the population. You know, so they want you to keep on. Let's give you this narcotic medicine to get rid of this. Next thing you know, you're on 9 different medicines, and 4 or 5 of the medicines you don't even need, because you're taking them for the side effects for the medicine that you did need. And then you're wondering why you're broke and don't have no monies in your pocket. And you know, you got at the end, Social Security and all that stuff. And I'm sitting there watching my parents barely be able to make it on Social Security and everything. You know, people, they don't care. You know, they ain't going to give you any more money to pay for them narcotics later on in your life when you get to that age. And like I said, this is population control, and we're out to change the world. We're out to educate people about this water and let them know that You know, this epidemic of the narcotics and there's a zombie-fied world that we walk around in like we're lost and fear everything, that we don't have to do that. You know, take control of our lives, take control of our health. It's our choice, it's our decision.
Amen.
Yeah, most definitely.
So you have anything to add to that, Sebastian?
Well, no, I mean, I think he nailed it. You know, just kind of like with my parents, they're spending hundreds of dollars. Even if they had insurance, they were still spending hundreds of dollars on prescription medicine, and they still had the issue. So, you know what they say, the true definition of crazy or insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Like, so I've met a lot of people with, for example, diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is something that I really like to discuss, but it's like, okay, how long you've had diabetes for? They'll be like, oh, 20 years, 10 years. And I'm like, okay. And you're still doing the same thing and nothing has changed. And they start thinking, because most people don't know about this information, so they don't know better. So that's why I like to put like a little doubt in their mind so I can get them thinking, right? I don't like to teach people. I like to get people to think, you know, because one thing is the human brain is very powerful. And once you get somebody thinking, no matter what, you know, if they're drinking bottled water, if they're on the internet, they're going to maybe one day come back to that little doubt and be like, oh, I'm going to research this. And, you know, that's very powerful, you know, to share this information with just everybody.
Yeah. Amen. You know, the loves and everything's just been flying across the Kong family page. There's a lot of people in here listening. They're really appreciating what you're having to say out here today, Sebastian. And, you know, it's kind of like Sean Rice said the other day. He said he looked at it and he had spent $3,700 on bottled alkaline water before he, in a 6-month period of time, he tallied it up and saw how much he had spent, and it blew his mind because he had literally almost paid for a SD 501 in 6 months of buying alkaline water. And, you know, it's like Sean was saying in one of our shows we did, he was saying, you're already paying the money. You're just not getting the benefits.
Right.
You know, we're all paying that money out there already in all these different things that we're buying. Like for me, I haven't bought laundry detergent in 2.5 years. You know, Sean was here at the house, needed to do some laundry. We just poured some Kangen water in there and did his laundry. It's beautiful. And, you know, so we have something really, really special here. And it is truly a blessing for us to be able to go out and share it with the world. It's an incredible blessing for me to have been able to put this platform together where I get to meet so many incredible people and that kind of stuff. And so it's really just an incredible blessing. And I want to say thank you so much. I know you're busy as all get out. You're like a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest, running all over the place, trying to kick butts with one leg. And, you know, so I want to give you, you know, one of my main goals with this, as well as just sharing stories, because for me, I didn't care about the water. I thought it was the biggest scam on the planet. I thought water's just water. This is stupid. But what happened is a story, an incredible story by a beautiful angel named Brittany Dykes came across the feed. And I clicked that little see more button. And that story changed the course and direction of my life. And so that was one of my goals, is to get out here and be able to share stories like yours and the stories that you've seen, and you know, as many people as I can possibly get in here over the years, the remaining years of my life. As long as this is available, I'm going to be constantly poking people, saying, hey, come join in on the show, share your stories. But part of that is I'm trying to resonate people, because we never know who's gonna, you know, want to work with who. And so that's why I want to, you know, I love having people like you come on, because these young kids who just think I'm this crazy old man, they might resonate with you, and they might want to hook up with Sebastian and you know, work with him, get a Kangen water machine, be part of his team. And the thing is they can't do that if they don't know how to get a hold of you. And so, you know, towards the end of every show, I like to give the guests the opportunity to give out whatever information that he would like to give out, she would like to give out to our audience, because someone might be seeing this, days, weeks, months, years from now and go, wow, I got to get a hold of that guy. And so whatever information you would like to give out to people, I'd appreciate it if you would do that. It's up to you, whatever you want to give out. I also want to give a little heads up to all the people that might be seeing this and they might want to reach out to Sebastian, like maybe through Facebook or something. If you send him a friend request, do him the common courtesy of telling him why you sent him a friend request. Don't just send him a friend request. Say, hey, I saw you on that Kong Family show, and and I felt compelled to reach out to you. Please do that. Don't just send him a friend request, because I would imagine if he's anything like me, he's getting tons of friend requests, and he probably doesn't even bother with friending up with half of them, because if people don't tell me why they sent me a friend request, I usually don't friend up with them. And so, what kind of information, how can people get a hold of you, Sebastian? What are you doing that they can reach out and hook up with you if they want to?
Yeah, hold on. Before I do that, Scott, did you want to say something?
I was just going to say something again really quick is also just like when JJ just mentioned about the laundry, he hasn't bought no laundry soap and things like that. We got to let individuals know. I mean, yeah, this was formulated over here in Japan, right? So if they're sterilizing their hospital, sterilizing their surgical tools and everything with no cleaning chemicals, nothing like that at all, why are we not doing that? If we get rid of the chemicals in our house, I mean, if you really realize about the water and everything, and and everyone's like, well, why is it so easy? If something's so easy, why won't we be educated about it? That brings back the government thing again. But it's, we're getting all them chemicals cleaning our houses, and it's breaking down our immune system. That's also causing the sicknesses. We can clean our whole entire house or do anything we want with water and be just as sanitary as if we was using bleach and it's not breaking down our immune system. And then when they're thinking about it this way also, when newborn babies are born, they smell good. When you go into a rest home later on at older age, it smells bad because babies are alkaline. The older people in the rest homes are acidic, right? But when the babies are first coming out, we're putting tap water or we're putting this baby purified water or whatever it is in these bottles to make their formula, right? So as soon as they're born, they're alkaline, and boom, from day one, we're putting acidics in their body. Why should we be doing that? If they're already born and we're born out alkaline, we need to continue keep them alkaline and don't let them be acidic at all.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure we could go on and on and on all day to talk about the benefits of the water and molecular hydrogen gas and whatnot. But, like John said, if you want to get in touch with me for whatever reason, either to, obtain a Kangen machine or to get to know me better as a person, or even to get more knowledge about the water and the benefits and whatever you want to do, you can, my Facebook is Sebastian Restrepo. Last name is Restrepo. First name is Sebastian, just like the little crab from The Little Mermaid. I'm going to give out my number because my number is out there either way. And I've had the same number since 6th grade. So I highly doubt I'm going to change it in the future. My phone number is 864-325-3615. You can call me, text me at any time. I'm always getting random calls from YouTube anyway. So I'm sure I'll be picking up. And you can email me at alkamynd@gmail.com. I'll spell that for you. It's ALKAMYND@gmail.com. Or you can find me in Instagram as well at the same thing, Alkamynd, or in YouTube as well.
Awesome, man. That makes it so people can get a hold of you. And I recommend people get a hold of Sebastian because he's super sharp and he's just a great inspiration. If you want to, what's that they say about people? You're the epitome or whatever of the 5 people that you hang around most. If you're hanging around positive people like Sebastian and Dan and Scott and Sean and myself, it's gonna rub off on you. You're gonna become positive, and you're gonna start changing the direction of your life. And quite frankly, that's exactly what has happened for me in being part of the Kong family. 2 years ago, I was quite a different person than who I am now, and I'm really grateful for that because I really believe I've changed for the better. And so that's something that's super important for me. Dan, you're looking like you've got something you want to say over there.
Haha, it's me. So, hey, Sebastian. So one of the things we're working with our team right now is goal setting. So I'm curious, what are your goals right now that you're working on?
Right now, I'm closing in to 6A. So my goal is to become a 6A by the end of this month. And also by the end of this year, my goal is to hit the 6 figures. I've never in my life made 6 figures or ever thought to make 6 figures for that matter, to be honest. So making the 6 figures is one of my goals because that means I've helped a lot of people with their health. So I go back to it. I'll just focus on how many people I can help, and eventually that's gonna pay off. So those are my main 2 goals right now, at least with Enagic. But you know, I have many goals on my personal level, on my other adventures that I'm doing as well. But my goal with Enagic right now is to hit 6A and eventually help as many people as I can.
Yeah, you got it.
I love it. I love it. You're going to get that, man. There's nothing that's going to stop you, buddy. Nothing. You're going to make it happen. And, you know, I don't know whether Sean can hear us or not. He's traveling right now, so I'm not sure what's going on with his internet. But, Sean, can you hear us? Do you have anything you want to say to Sebastian? Okay, well, I guess he must be kind of locked out. Scott, you had something else you want to say?
No, I was just telling him when I'm over that way or wherever he's at, because he's been traveling a lot. That's what I'm doing here right now. So, you know, let me know where he's at. I'll keep up with him and keep up with me, and I'd love to be able to meet him sometime and, you know, get some of that knowledge, man. And hey, this 47-year-old man needs some knowledge. So.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I can get some knowledge from you as well, man.
Yeah, Sebastian's in Greenville, South Carolina, correct?
Yeah, that's where I'm currently living. Correct.
Yeah, well, if you get to see him there, Scott, you make sure to give him a big hug. I'm going to be giving him a big hug next week down in San Diego, so I'm pretty stoked about that. We're going to get to meet again. Yeah,
I definitely will. And like that show I was telling you about, that how I'm trying to get something together and all that and everything. I couldn't do it this year because I guess a little bit too soon, but maybe get something implemented where he can, you know, we can do like I was telling you and bring him down to the Gulf of Mexico right there, Panama City Beach next year, watch fireworks over the pier, and do some water demonstrations and some other demonstrations like we're doing, and educate some people about it, give some water out, and, you know, hang out and just have a good time. So, yeah, but like I said, I'm only about 35, 40 miles from PCB, so if he's ever over that way, he can get a hold of me also.
Awesome, man.
yeah. Make sure to, Scott, you want to definitely make sure you friend up with Sebastian and follow what he's doing, because he's putting out all kinds of valuable stuff all the time. And you know, that's why he's rocking the world, because he's running around there just sprinkling out value like fairy dust or something, you know.
That's what I was getting ready to say. He's out sprinkling like pixie dust, right?
Exactly. Well, right on, Sebastian, brother. I'm so happy that you were able to finally get some time to join in with us here on the Kong Family Show. It's a great blessing, and I just want to say I'm just so grateful that you were able to finally get some time. I know you're busy as all get out, and I'm just tickled really that you're busy, because that means you're out there doing what we're trying to do. You're out there changing the world, and that's exactly what we've got to do. That's what's on our minds. That's what's in our hearts, and that's what it's all about, brother. That's what it's all about. That's why nothing can stop you. And Dan, did you just raise your hand? You got something?
I was just saying hi, and everybody that's going to be in San Diego, we'll be there next week. We're actually leaving a little bit early. We're going down to Phoenix for 4 or 5 days. We're going to visit, and then we're going to drive over, but we'll be over there, and look forward to seeing everybody there, man.
All right, brothers.
It'll be a good event.
John, and John, thank you so much, for having me on your show, and thank you for everybody else that's tuning in. I don't know what time is in your time zone, but whatever it is, I know you guys are busy as well, so thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much for coming in. Thanks to everybody that's on the live side over on the Kong Family page. Thank you guys all for jumping in. And, Sebastian, safe travels in making it out to San Diego. We're going to be driving down there next Wednesday. And got actually going to stop in Las Vegas and install a K8 for a buddy of mine that just picked one up. And then we're going to venture on down to San Diego, spend a few days down there, get to see all the kids, and, you know, have a little bit of fun meeting some more of the Kong family. And so, yeah, really looking forward to it. So you have safe travels. And once again, thank you so much for jumping in. Have a great rest of the day. Go out there and change somebody else's life like you know you will. And, of course, do not forget your hugs, buddy. Do not
Hey, it was good.
hugs. Love you so much. We are the Kong family. We have a very simple goal. We just want to change the world. We're doing that one glass of 9.5, one lightning bolt in a box, one incredible guest, and one incredible family at a time. Sebastian, God bless, buddy. Love
All
you
right,
so
thank
much.
you so much, guys.
Appreciate you being here. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.
See ya.
Woody-hoo! See you, buddy. See you, Scott. Safe travels out there, brother.
You too, buddy. I'm over here. It's Snowville, Box Elder, Utah, or whatever. No.
Yeah, you're right where you need to be.
Yep.
So keep on it trucking. Love you, buddy.
All right. Love you too, buddy.
Have a great one. Bye for now.
All right.